Does the Chevy Colorado ZR2 have a design flaw, or is this a flawed do-it-yourself fix? It's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and it's interesting. I get these emails all the time. We're on forum. We have the forum we built, and we get comments, and people are modifying stuff by just looking at it and saying, "Oh, that's not right. I'll make it better." And so I think it's interesting when this stuff happens. So I'm not going to call out this guy and say he's a bad do-it-yourselfer kind of thing, but I was sent this video, and I'll move it over so you guys can see the video a little bit differently. I was sent this video in my email and said, "Hey, Tim, have you seen this? This is a huge issue with the ZR2, and GM's going to have tons of warranty claims because of this known flaw." And so I, on a whim, emailed GM and said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And typically I don't get responses back, but this time I did. So let's go ahead and talk about what this fix is. I have it at 1.5 times speed. This gentleman likes to drink beer while he's doing some fixes and repairs. So hats off to you there, buddy. I enjoy that stuff too. But he's talking about here on his ZR2, and he's talking about there's a rather large, in his view, engineering flaw that's just dumb. It's just a dumb flaw. He doesn't understand why it's done this way. So let's fast forward just a little bit. And he's talking right here as soon as it comes on the screen. This is the rear differential breather tube. And so we let air in and out, cools, I anticipate it cools the rear diff a little bit as well. And it connects in the rear diff. And what his concern is getting water and debris in there and having water and debris mixed with differential fluid, creating basically what's chocolate milk, as his terminology would be. And it causes problems in the rear differential. And his issue is, why is this hose A so short, and B, look, he just pulls it right off? Why? That seems like it's a design flaw. And then also, why is it not longer? So he runs the hardware store and gets himself some really long tubes and some pipe clamps and some zip ties, because every home repair, or actually auto repair job, needs zip ties. He just needs some duct tape. Why still red green last night? So when he looks at this repair, he runs that line in, and he runs it all the way up, and he goes up into above the bed, and he goes and go ahead and kind of fixes it. Now he talks a little bit more about, hey, I could put it up, it'll be higher up to the tail light, but if I go that deep, I'm really making some mistakes. I don't need to go that high. I just need to go longer than that little cheap and dumb 5-inch hose. He just tosses it because it's such a bad design. However, when I talk to Chevrolet Communications, their comment is this: on the surface, the axle vents do not communicate the amount of engineering and development that has gone into them. That makes a lot of sense. Many people might expect that this simply contains a one-way valve. But it actually utilizes an expanded PTFE membrane. Think Gore-Tex in the clothing industry, to prevent water, dust, or dirt ingestion while still functioning as a vent. Bottom line, it is designed to be submerged and not allow water ingestion. We validate the sealing system, axle seal is included, by heating the entire axle up to well over boiling temperatures, followed by an immediate submersion in an ice bath for an extended period of time. This is far more abuse than the pressure differentials a customer will see when fording water. So what do we have here? We have a gentleman who saw the small hose, said, "Oh, that's just dumb. That's cheap. GM just being cheap. They don't know what the hell they're doing." Tossed it, put his longer hose in, zip tied it, and he's probably going to be okay. But he probably was okay before. So he didn't really improve the flaw. He didn't change it at all. He just made it long. He just got a long hose now instead of short hose. They both do the same job because of the membrane. And I'm going to assume that the membrane is either built in the hose, or it's in the rear differential, like a screen would be behind that water fording, or the air vent hose. So I just thought it was interesting. It's just, I see it all the time on YouTube. I see it in the comments. Why did GM do this? Or why did Ford do this? Or why did Ram do this? Well, those guys are dummies. I'm going to go ahead and fix their design flaw because those guys don't talk about. And then we do these things, and then it's like, do we need to? And then there's a question about warranty. There's always this question about warranty hangs around a little bit, right? So the warranty is that you can modify your truck or put aftermarket parts on your truck. That's not a problem. You are not breaking warranty at that time. The kicker is if a part fails, and a dealer can say that the modification you made caused that part to fail, then they're not going to cover the warranty on that part. So, for example, with this gentleman, If he ends up going off-roading and goes in water or whatever situation he drives through, and the rear axle gets tight, the oil turns into chocolate milk, and it starts grinding gears and things, and he takes it in the shop, the Chevrolet dealership could look at that hose and go, well, that's not the spec. You put a new hose on. And because you put the new hose on, we're going to claim that new hose is what caused the fail. And we're not going to cover and warranty your rear axle because the modification that you made that part fail. So that's going to be your key difference there. So I would encourage you not to go out and start just modifying your truck immediately because you know better than those guys, and those guys don't know the right answers. And instead, slow down and realize that GM's got teams of engineers that spend decades of experience working on things, and they might have it right from factory. Because again, they have to warranty that rear axle, which is what I would probably ask him to do next time. And think about, why do they warranty the rear axle if they designed it that way? When they think about water submersion, that's a pretty common thing to think about. So interesting stuff. That's what I have for you today on this kind of video. Put your comments down below. What are you guys thinking? Was this a design fail still? Did he do the right thing? Or was it a flawed do-it-yourself fix? And again, I don't want to call him out because that's not fair. He's doing it and it's his truck and his channel. I get it. But it's a word of caution from me as a journalist who gets lots of emails and sees lots of stuff, to just hold down a little bit. Don't race to go fix things right away. Don't fix them. Understand what's going on with it. Understand the engineering behind it. And let's talk about what you're doing and whether or not it makes sense. All right. For more, check the videos over here. Website down below as well. pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.